estimated overhead based on actual activity. And how we are going to use that? We are going to use this to find out over and under applied. So this is the question that we are using. If we are using estimated 640,000 with 160 direct labor hours, we had 4 per labor hour predetermined overhead rate. What? Yes, 4 hours. And how we can use that? 4 direct labor hours, 4 multiplied by the 8 hours that we have used, 32. So product cost would be 236. Since we make 2 units, 1 unit cost is 118. Everybody understand that? This is how we complete the job order costing. Again, the over and under applied concept is still in coming slides. But right now what we are doing, we are completing the job order costing, and we just completed the total manufacturing overhead. Here we go. What we have done here, we completed the PUHR. The PUHR rate is 4. 4 multiplied by actual hours. Actual hours, sorry, let me just. The actual hours are, we use direct labor hours. So actual hours are 8. 8 multiplied by the predetermined overhead rate 4, answer is 32. Right? So what total cost would be 236. So the total material cost, total variable cost, direct labor cost, manufacturing overhead cost assigned to job 143 is 236. Since this particular job include 2 units of production, so the average cost is 236 divided by 2. Answer is 118. Right? So now we know that the order that we received, A143, it cost us per unit 118. Right? And now this exercise. So I'm giving you 5 minutes to read this question and 5 more minutes to solve this question in order to digest the applied and over applied concept. I'm going to pause the video here, and after that we're resuming the video when we talk about our solution. Okay guys, let's solve this question together. Okay, let me just read the question and I will explain the concept of this question here. So Lutheran company uses a predetermined overhead rate based on direct labor hours. So you know that how the formula going to be. What is the formula for PUHR? The estimated manufacturing overhead divided by the base going to be, they already given you direct labor hours, which one is estimated, right?
Yes.
What is the PUHR? This is 257,400 divided by 11,000. What is the answer here?
23.4, no? Or 20.4, yeah.
Let's just calculate 25,400 divided by 11,000. 23.4, right? So this 23.4 is the POHR, which shows the cost per unit of direct labor hours, right? But what is the requirement? Determine the amount of manufacturing overhead that would have been applied to the units of production during the period. So question is asking, what would be your estimated, sorry, let me just change the color so that it's more meaningful. Come on. My controls are just stuck. Previous. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. So the question says that what would be the estimated cost if we has used 1088 instead of 11,000? Which means they are asking what would be our estimated cost if we had used 10,800 as the base rate. So what is the formula here? 23.4 multiplied by multiply by 10, 800, 252, 720. So that would be our estimated manufacturing overhead if we has used the base, not the 11,000, if we have used the base, the actual one. So it means, but essentially we are trying to say the management use or the management predicted we would be using 10,800 direct labor hours. So their prediction is correct according to actual one. According to prediction based on actual hours, had they have predicted the correct utilization of direct labor hours, that would be our estimated cost of 252, 720,000. Right? Here we go. Now, Ayana, you understand?
Okay, not really. So the answer is our estimated manufacturing overhead if we used
Actual.
use
If we
what?
use if we use the actual labor hours,
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
right? First, you find out the per unit estimated using the estimated numbers, and then you convert your estimated cost based on actual numbers, and then now you can compare this actual versus estimated. Right? Let me just clear this all mess and then explain one more time. So we have this question. It says that we have estimated hours, we have estimated cost, we have actual cost, we have actual hours. So can we compare estimated cost with actual cost? Answer is no. Why? Because bases are different. So let me just change the color. So this 257 400 is based on 11,000, and this 249,000 based on 10,800. We cannot compare these costs, right? So we convert this estimated cost into based on actual one. How we did that? We find out the POHR on these estimated numbers. 257 400 divided by 11,000. Answer is 23.4. So we multiply this estimated number with the actual unit. Actual direct labor hours. So this would be the, what is that one? 252, 720. And now we can compare this figure with this one. Why? Because 249 actual is also based on 10800 total labor hours, and this 252, 720 is also based on 10,800 hours. Right? Ayana. Now we can compare
Yes,
this
sir.
estimated with the actual one. So this is the actual 249,000, right? Now we can compare that whether this management did well or not. So what did you think? They did well or not? They estimated would have been 252, 720. Instead, they have incurred the cost 249. Now you can say that they did well. They overestimated, actual one is less than the anticipated. They did well. Understand? Everyone? Now, interpreting, okay, before that one, let's have a 15 minutes break, then we start again. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, welcome back after a short break. Okay, now interpreting the average unit cost. So the average unit cost should not be interpreted as the cost that would actually be incurred if an additional unit was produced. So fixed overhead would not change if another unit was produced. So the incremental cost of another unit is something less than 118. What they are trying to say? They are trying to say that if we produce more, our fixed cost gonna decrease. So average cost should not be, for example, we have calculated this average cost 118. So we cannot say that if we have produced 3 units, so multiply by 3. No, this cost is based on 236 is based on number 2 units, right? That's why we have 118. What if we have produced 3 units? So we cannot multiply this with another unit if company is making another 2 units. So that doesn't mean that the average cost remains the same on every additional number of unit, right? Why? Because our fixed cost is going to be spreading all those units, and then actually if we produce more, our cost going to start decreasing, right? So average unit cost is not a good measure to allocate the units, to allocate the cost to the unit. Okay, why? Because if we produce more, then our average costs start decreasing, right? Okay, now answer this question. We have a job WR53 at NW Fab Incorporation. So they required a direct material of $200, 10 direct labor hours at 15 per hour. Estimated total overhead for the year was 760,000 and estimated direct labor hours 20,000. So what would be recorded as a cost for WR53? Right? So we are talking about the cost of WR53. So what is the cost? Direct material, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. Right? So what is direct material? We know that direct material is 200. Direct labor, 10 labor hours are used, per rate is 15. So answer would be 150. How we calculate that? 10 multiplied by 15. And what is manufacturing overhead? Manufacturing overhead would be based on POHR. POHR is calculated at estimated manufacturing overhead 760,000 divided by estimated labor hours 20,000. So 760,000 divided by, answer would be 38. 38 or 380? So yeah, 380. Wait, no, 38. 760,000 divided by 20,000. 38, right? So for this job, since the POHR is based on direct labor hours, so for this job, how much direct labor hours are used? 10. So POHR would be 380.